What can you get for $10 these days? Not a whole lot. You'd be lucky to even be able to buy yourself a beer at the pub. And I definitely would not expect to be able to buy a classic retro GT steel hardtail made back in the early 90s, back from when GT was probably in its absolute heyday. I mean, is that even possible, or am I just tripping? So, got a text the other day from a mate, a fellow collector, and he was going through the local community bike shed up in his local area, and he found this little beast for $10. And thankfully, he wasn't interested in it, so he offered it to me, knowing that I would just absolutely love to bring this thing back to its former glory. I mean, look at this old girl. What an absolute classic. A 1992 GT Tequesta, steel frame with rigid forks, all the original parts on it, still as it would have rolled off the factory floor. And I'm keen to see if I can take this $10 bike and turn it into something really special. I mean, it could be one of the toughest projects I undertake yet, because it's got a lot of rust. I'm pretty sure a lot of things are stuck, but I'm up for the challenge. I want to make this thing into something that really has a little bit of bling with it. I mean, look at this thing. It's got like all the original grips, the original shifters on it, a lot of rust. I mean, it's even got a bell with a compass on it. So,
yes, that's awesome.
Probably been left out in the rain for a couple of decades, but I mean, man, for like a 30-year-old bike, it's still held up pretty well. So, I'm a little bit excited. I'm keen to get this thing in the shed. I'm keen to see what I can make of this little beast. So yeah, it's going to be a cool journey. Come along. Okay, she's up on the rack. Let's have a bit of a look here. So the derailleur has definitely seen some better days. I don't know, I thought that was actually scratches, but looking closely, yeah, there's some scratches and some bad corrosion there as well. The wheels, not too bad. These cranks might actually clean up okay. So when I wipe them like that, that's just a lot of grease and film sort of thing. So just fingers crossed I can get these old pedals out, because these feel absolutely shagged. Seat is actually wedged in there. Can't budge that, so that's going to be a bit of fun getting that off. Handlebars, sadly, because they're actually GT bars too, which is sad that they're that bad. I doubt these will come up any good. A bell with a compass in it. I don't know if anyone has ever seen anything like that before, but I don't know if I should keep that or not, purely for cool factor. Shifters, not a lot going on in the action of the shifters, so. Stand, yeah. Now, these sort of bikes, I mean, I'm under no illusions, they definitely aren't the most pleasurable bike to ride. They do have some cool factor when you're riding around on the bike path with the kids or whatever. I did have a Tolera, GT Tolera back in the 90s, and it was pretty heavy and it rode like a bit of a dog. So see how it goes. This should be a fun build. Let's go. So there we have the strip frame. The next thing to do now is give this baby some cut and polish love and get this paintwork back to where it should be. So it shouldn't be too hard. At least, you know, can work with this, definitely. Yeah, that should clean up okay. This crank arm doesn't look like it's coming out. I put the crank puller in there and it pretty much just stripped it. So looks like it's a permanent crank, but that's all good. As you can see with the cut and polish, the bike has come up really shiny. So yeah, pretty happy with that. With these steel frames with this sort of paint, what you do is hit them with a bit of cut and polish, because it's just normal enamel paint. So yeah, it does have a bit of patina look to it, but I think it adds to the coolness factor. I also had these Velocities sitting around in the shed too. So these wheels actually were in a bike that ended up in a creek or underwater because of some flooding. I reckon I can sort these out. It does have a velocity hub on the front there, so because these wheels are got so much fade on them and corrosion, what I might do is hit them with the cut and polish cream, same as I used on the frame, and see how that comes up. There we go, look at that. Giving it a bit of a polish and a bit of love, and it's come up pretty damn good. Polished on both sides. Same with this velocity hub. This has come up quite nice as well. Yeah, looking damn good. Okay, so it's basically almost time for putting the bike back together. I am still waiting on some shifters and brake levers for it, but besides that, I'm pretty happy to put the bike back together. The only issues I'm gonna have to tackle is getting one of the pedals off of the actual crank. That's stuck in there, so I have to wait till I can borrow a mate's vise. And also, this seat post there is pretty stuck too, so I'm gonna wait. I'm actually on holidays. Wait till I go back to work and see if I can get this thing in the vise and get it unstuck as well. So I think all there is left to do now is just get into the rebuild process. Yeah, putting the bike back together is pretty much the easy part, and it's probably the part that I enjoy the most as well. Standing back and having a good look, but yeah, there's a lot of tools, not just the usual 5mm Allen key. There's like spanners, shifters, Allen keys, screwdrivers. There's so many tools that go into putting these old bikes back together. It's such an appreciation for how good we got it now. One thing working on these old bikes has given me is an appreciation for hydraulic disc brakes, because I've forgotten how hard these things are to set up. They're such a pain in the butt. So it's been a bit of a journey for this $10 bike, and I think all up in total I've ended up spending $60 on the bike in total. So, and that was just buying the shifters and the seat, and all the other parts, yeah, came together from bits out the shed. And looking at it now, I'm pretty stoked with how it turned out. Yeah, it's not perfect. Yeah, it's got a bit of patina, but I mean, it's not like I'm going to respray the whole bike, and it adds to the cool factor that this bike is actually 31 years old, and I'm keeping the bell. I think that the bell has to stay on this bike, at least until the new owner takes it over. And yeah, but thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for coming on this little journey with me. I hope you enjoyed it and got maybe something out of it. If not, just a little bit of inspiration or an entertainment on a weeknight. But don't forget to drop a like. Leave a comment below if you've done a bike up like this. And please, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, because it really helps the channel out. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching.